I'm Marilyn Reedy, and I serve with EFCA Reach Global.
And I'm Nancy Foote, and I serve with Bridges International. And in conjunction with the two of us, we have several other partnering organizations, including Christ Community Church, and we reach out to the international students here at Iowa State University in Ames, Iowa.
In the previous video, we talked about the importance of partnering with others in ministry, and that's been such a blessing for us to be able to partner with other organizations here in Ames, Iowa. In this video, we're going to talk about some ways that we can serve internationals and get to know them.
So one of the things that we tell people is just look around and see what needs are out there and what ways that you can fit in. For instance, oftentimes international students need rides from the airport to the university. They haven't thought about that. So check with your international student office and see if there are opportunities for you to help with that. Another need that they would have would of course be English class. Now they come over knowing English for the most part, but they need help with idioms, with cultural things, with conversation. And it's a great opportunity for volunteers from your church to be involved. Actually, here at Iowa State, we also have a program on Friday afternoons that we call Coffee, Tea, and English. And we have a sheet for the volunteers and the participants to follow. So there's no prep ahead of time, but it's mainly focusing on social connections. So that people come and we have an hour and a half of conversation with them, and even we have volunteers make cookies for that time. So we serve them cookies, which they love, those homemade cookies, and it's another great opportunity for you to involve your church. But the main thing is they want friendships. They've left behind their family, their friends, and so they're really looking for social connections, and that's one of the big needs that you could fill.
International students and scholars and their families come to the United States and they've left everything familiar behind. And so it's a great opportunity for us to reach out to them in friendship. That's a real way that we can meet their needs. We've heard through statistics that up to 75% of internationals never get into an American home. And so this is an opportunity to invite them into our homes and to get to know them.
Marilyn, I have a question for you there. So do I have to really clean my house and put on the best silver and china to have them over?
No. In order to invite them to your home, they will just take you as you are and be thrilled that you will invite them into your home. And we even knew one woman who loved to be invited into American homes because she would look around at all the decorations and how they decorated their home, because in her home country, people didn't really decorate in their homes. So they love coming into homes. But some people wonder, how about children? What if you have children? You had children when you were doing this ministry.
Yes, thank you. Actually, we had 4 kids. And we just asked them and involved them as much as possible. And you know, it was really been good for our kids, a good experience for them to meet people from different culture, interact with them, and it's been lifelong skills for them as they are now married with their own children and are able to relate to different cultures around the world. So plus, the bonus is, I always said when my kids were raised, I didn't know how to connect with international students, because the international students, we said, came over to our house a lot of times just to see our kids.
Yeah. And some people are concerned about communicating with internationals, and that can be difficult sometimes. It can be very hard to understand people who are speaking with a different accent or people who don't know the language as well, but there are ways to work around that. It takes patience. You need to speak slowly and clearly with them to help them understand you. And you can also, if you don't understand, just ask questions. You can ask them to write things down. You can communicate with them. And a lot of communication will be through our love. Because international students are new to the culture, a really great way to reach out to them is through cultural activities.
Yes, and what we do is tell people, just do what you normally do and take an international student with you. For instance, if you go grocery shopping, that is a huge mountain for them to climb to figure out how to grocery shop in our stores. So take them with you. Or if you have a family gathering, invite them to come with you. Or if you go shopping at a mall, they love to do that, invite them to do. So you don't have to plan a special activity, just do what you do normally and ask them to come with you. However, there are certain holidays that we can take advantage of. For instance, Thanksgiving. Your church might want to plan either a small or a large Thanksgiving dinner and serve the traditional foods, a great way to involve volunteers and to have volunteers sitting at tables with the international students. Or Christmas. One year we did a white elephant gift exchange. The positive thing about that was that they were able to contribute. We are always thinking of ways for them to get involved, so we asked them to purchase a gift under $5, and we had so much fun. Plus, we are able to explain what the true meaning of those holidays are. So think about 4th of July, taking them with you to watch the fireworks, or to sporting events. They have no idea what American football is for the most part. So you can watch it on TV, or you could take them with to your child or grandchild's games, or to one of your university events. Also, we've taken students to places of interest. In Iowa, a place of interest for international students is a farm, of which we have many. So we have arranged a trip out to the farm to look at pigs, to understand how corn is growing, which might not be real exciting to you, but to them, they're fascinated by the ways that Americans produce the food that they eat. Also, we've taken them to places of interest. Look for places within 4 or 5 hours from you. We've taken students to other cities and then partnered with evangelical free churches in those cities and taken them to, from Ames, it would be Chicago or Minneapolis, and so we've taken them to art museums and just walking through downtown, and then also connected with people from the church.
Some very specific practical needs are something else that you can meet. For example, spouses of international students are often very lonely. They're often women, not always, but that's often. And we have found that a way to reach out through them is through English classes. Often their English is not as good as the spouse who has come here to study. And you don't have to be a professional English teacher. There are tools, and the Reach Global EFCA Ministry, ESL Ministry Resource Team has tools and training for you that can help prepare you for English class. And in our English classes, we found that this is a great place for them to make friendships with other internationals, and for us to just be able to love on that. You could also start a mother's club. We've done that and had a pediatric nurse come in and give advice to the new young moms, and that's helped them so much because their moms are not here. Volunteer opportunities are great. We had a 10,000 meals event at our church, and the internationals just loved participating and helping to pack those meals. You can also help them set up housekeeping. We found out about a couple of new students from Southeast Asia who needed furniture. We put a call out to our small group, and in a very short time we had all kinds of things to help them fill their home, and afterwards they called us angels. And these are people that are not from a Christian country. You can also offer storage for them when they go home in the summer. And just be a friend. If you're shopping in the grocery store and you see someone from a different culture who looks confused, you can just say, "Can I help you?" Then you can introduce yourselves, and a friendship may just start there.
So we would encourage you to be learners, sharers, and traders with international students. There are so many opportunities for you to learn from them, but also for them to learn from you. Some of those things might be a cooking class for both men and women. And I have learned from them how to cook dishes from their country, and they have learned how to cook dishes from our country. So that's one opportunity that you might have. Other things are craft classes, painting, crochet, or different kinds of things that are used in their, or done in their countries, but are not done in our countries. And so that's been a great thing too. How about how to purchase a car? They have no idea how to purchase a car, or how to have it checked out, or what's a good car, what's not a good car, what's a good price, not a good price. So you might have someone in your congregation that could help with that. Or even something simple like preparing for winter. How do you put boots on? What kind of gloves? What kind of scarves? No, you don't go to the nearest discount store and buy the cheapest coat and then wonder why you're cold. So it's telling them where to go and how to go to the stores, and also how to find bargains, because they're interested in bargains.
And then one of the things that's been most special to me is that there are students that have a spiritual hunger. So a way to serve them is to have a Bible study with them in a small group, or often it's one-on-one, because each one has different and unique questions. And there are lots of helps out there for this, from InterVarsity and everyinternational.com, and then others who have gone ahead and done ministry to international students. It's just such a blessing to open the Bible with someone who's never read it, never seen it before, and just see them start to soak it up.
So we hope that these practical suggestions will help you just to think of ways that you can reach out and minister to international students, because you will be the richer for it. And think about the fact that you can actually have ministry to people from all over the world, from right where you are, right in your home. So some of these things might seem like small things, but to them they're large things. And we're, of course, hoping that your friendships with them will lead to some great spiritual conversations.
And speaking of friendships, the next video will talk about a program at Christ Community Church that's been very effective in forming friendships. And so please join us when we talk about the International Friendship Partner Program.